Good morning, everyone. As the sun rises over the Atlantic, it brings with it a new day filled with both beauty and potential challenges. The Atlantic hurricane season is entering its busiest stretch, mid-August through October. This period is known for its heightened activity, with multiple systems often forming simultaneously, each with the potential to develop into a significant weather event. Right now, weather experts are closely monitoring a system off the southeast U.S. coast that could bring significant weather later this week. Meteorologists are using advanced radar and satellite technology to track its progress and predict its potential impact. We've already seen Tropical Storm Dexter, which moved away without major impact, but it's a reminder the ocean is active. Dexter's formation and movement serve as a stark reminder of the ocean's dynamic nature during this season. The current system is a broad area of low pressure, and its slow movement could mean prolonged rain and wind for some coastal communities. This slow-moving system has the potential to linger, bringing extended periods of adverse weather conditions. Warm ocean water and moist air are fueling conditions for tropical development. These elements create a perfect breeding ground for storms, as the warm water provides the energy needed for them to grow and intensify. It's not time to panic, but it is time to check your hurricane kit and stay alert. Ensuring you have all necessary supplies and a plan in place can make a significant difference in your safety and comfort during a storm. Even weak systems can cause flooding, power outages, and dangerous surf. The impact of these systems can be far-reaching, affecting daily life and infrastructure in coastal areas. That's why we track every disturbance, no matter how small. Each system is monitored meticulously to provide the most accurate and timely information possible. Our goal is to keep you informed so you can keep your family safe. Staying updated with the latest weather reports and alerts is crucial for making informed decisions during hurricane season. In the next sections, we'll break down what you need to know about this developing system. Let's dive in. We'll cover everything from the science behind these storms to practical tips for staying safe. Let's talk about where this system is forming. Forecasters are watching an area just off the southeast U.S. coast, near Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. This homegrown system is close to land, so impacts could come quickly. The Gulf Stream's warm waters can rapidly fuel storm development. Even a weak disturbance here can quickly become a tropical depression or storm. Right now, it's a disorganized cluster of showers, but warm waters could help it organize fast. The main point: this system is developing in our backyard, not far out at sea. Heavy rain and rough seas could arrive before the system even gets a name. We'll be monitoring every move to keep you updated. So, what are the odds this system becomes a tropical storm? The National Hurricane Center currently gives it a 40% chance of developing in the next week. That's enough to take seriously. Review your hurricane plan and supplies now. These percentages are based on computer models, satellite data, and expert analysis. A 40% chance means the ingredients are there, but not fully together yet. Remember, even unnamed systems can bring heavy rain, flooding, and dangerous surf. Focus on potential impacts, not just whether it gets a name. The forecast can change quickly, so check for updates daily. Stay prepared, not alarmed. Predicting the path of a storm that hasn't fully formed is tricky. Meteorologists are constantly analyzing new data, but early in a storm's life, there are so many variables at play. The atmosphere is like a giant puzzle, and every new piece of information can shift the forecast. Even small changes in wind patterns or ocean temperatures can send the system in a completely different direction. That's why, at this stage, forecasts can change quickly and dramatically. Right now, computer models show the system drifting slowly west toward Florida or Georgia, then possibly turning north toward the Carolinas. These models use complex equations to simulate the atmosphere, but each one can give a slightly different answer. That's why you'll often see a spaghetti plot, a tangle of possible tracks, each representing a different scenario. The uncertainty is real, and it's important to pay attention to the range of possibilities, not just one line. If the storm moves slowly, it could mean heavy rain falling over the same areas for an extended period. This increases the risk of flooding, especially in low-lying neighborhoods and cities with poor drainage. Even if the winds aren't extreme, the rainfall alone can cause significant problems: flooded roads, power outages, and damage to homes and businesses. If the system takes a northward turn, Georgia and the Carolinas could face higher risks. Coastal areas might see strong winds, heavy surf, and dangerous rip currents. Inland, the threat of flooding remains, especially if the storm stalls or moves slowly. On the other hand, if the storm shifts east, the worst of the wind and rain could stay offshore. But even then, rough surf, high waves, and periods of heavy rain are still likely along the coast. Beach erosion and minor flooding could still be a concern for communities near the water. Some models suggest the system could eventually curve out to sea next week, sparing the coast from the worst impacts. But that scenario is far from certain. The storm could just as easily linger near land or even loop back toward the coast if conditions change. The main reason for all this uncertainty is weak steering currents in the atmosphere. Imagine a leaf floating in a lazy river, drifting wherever the water takes it. That's what this storm is like right now, meandering, unpredictable, and hard to pin down. Because of this, everyone from Florida to the Carolinas should stay alert and be ready to act if the forecast changes. It's a good time to review your emergency plans, check your supplies, and keep an eye on official updates. Preparation now can make a big difference later. Remember, don't focus on a single forecast line. Watch the wider cone of uncertainty. That cone shows where the center of the storm could go and impacts can be felt far outside it. Stay informed, and don't let your guard down just because you're not in the center of the cone. As new data comes in, forecasts will become more accurate. We'll have clearer answers in the next couple of days, so keep checking for updates and stay prepared. As we monitor this developing system, whether it officially becomes Tropical Storm Erin or not, one thing is clear: it's going to bring a significant impact to the southeast. Residents across the region should prepare for a period of unsettled weather, with the potential for widespread rain and storms that could disrupt daily life and travel plans. The primary concern will be repeated rounds of heavy showers and thunderstorms. These storms could dump several inches of rain in a short period, overwhelming drainage systems, and leading to flash flooding, especially in low-lying neighborhoods and urban centers, where water has nowhere to go. Remember the phrase, "Turn around, don't drown." Flooded roads can be deceptively dangerous, and even a small amount of moving water can sweep away vehicles. If you encounter a flooded roadway, it's always safest to find an alternate route. Along the coast, conditions will be hazardous even if the storm center remains offshore. Expect high surf and dangerous rip currents, which can pose a serious risk to swimmers and surfers. Local authorities may post warnings or close beaches, so pay close attention to advisories. Large, powerful waves will batter the shoreline, increasing the risk of beach erosion and coastal flooding, particularly during high tide cycles. Coastal communities should be prepared for water to reach farther inland than usual, potentially affecting homes and businesses near the water's edge. If the system intensifies, we could see tropical storm force winds. These strong gusts have the potential to bring down tree limbs and power lines, leading to scattered power outages. Driving could become hazardous, especially for high-profile vehicles, so use extra caution if you must be on the roads. Now is the time to secure any loose outdoor items. Patio furniture, trash bins, and garden tools can become dangerous projectiles in strong winds. Taking a few minutes to prepare your property can help prevent damage and keep your family safe. Some of the rain bands spiraling out from the center of the storm could also spin up isolated tornadoes, especially to the north and east of the system's track. These tornadoes can form quickly and with little warning, so it's important to stay alert. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive weather alerts, whether it's a smartphone app, a NOAA weather radio, or local news updates. Early warnings can give you precious minutes to take cover or change your plans. In summary, this system brings a combination of heavy rain, flooding, rough seas, and gusty winds. Even if it doesn't reach full tropical storm status, the hazards are real and should be taken seriously. Stay informed, stay prepared, and look out for your neighbors as the weather unfolds. How do we get inside information on these storms? Enter the hurricane hunters. These crews from the Air Force Reserve and NOAA fly directly into storms to gather vital data. Their aircraft are flying weather labs, dropping instruments called dropsondes to measure wind, pressure, and humidity. This gives forecasters a 3D view of the storm's structure and intensity. For this system, hurricane hunters are on standby for a mission if it organizes. Their data helps pinpoint the storm's center and strength, making forecasts more accurate. Without them, our warnings would be less reliable. When you hear about hurricane hunters, know they're risking safety to keep us informed. Preparation is your best defense. Start now. Secure or bring inside anything the wind could pick up. Furniture, toys, umbrellas, clean gutters and drains to prevent flooding. Stock your emergency kit with food, water, medicine, flashlights, batteries, and a weather radio. Have a portable power bank for your phone. Make a family communication plan and choose an out-of-town contact. Don't forget pets. Have a plan and supplies for them too. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those with special needs. A prepared community is a safer community. It's always better to be ready and not need it than the other way around. Even if the storm stays offshore, rip currents can be deadly at the beach. Rip currents are fast, narrow channels pulling water, and swimmers, out to sea. The weather may look fine, but dangerous currents can lurk beneath the surface. Look for churning water, color differences or breaks in wave patterns, signs of a rip current. Always swim at beaches with lifeguards and obey warning flags. If caught in a rip, stay calm. Swim parallel to shore to escape, then back to the beach. If you can't escape, float and signal for help. Don't try to rescue others yourself. Get a lifeguard or call emergency services. Throw something that floats to someone in trouble. Knowing what to do can save lives, yours and others. Accurate, up-to-date information is critical during hurricane season. Rely on the National Hurricane Center, hurricanes.gov, for official forecasts and warnings. Local National Weather Service offices and trusted meteorologists tailor info for your area. Follow official sources, don't share unverified maps or rumors. Have multiple ways to get alerts, phone, apps, and a battery-powered NOAA weather radio. Listen to local emergency officials for evacuation orders or shelter info. Sign up for community emergency alerts. Being proactive and informed empowers you to make the right decisions. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll get through this together.